Few years ago, I read a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And this book is all about tiny changes, how you can make a small change and small habits that can create a big habit. So in this video, I am going to tell you that how I actually implement that, and that makes me a stronger person and that makes me who am I today. So hopefully this will help you to understand how you can take these few points as well and make that happen for you. So if you want to understand or if you want to know, then stick around. Okay, so Atomic Habits. The core book principle of this book is do a small change and then increment it with smaller chunks. So in other words, like let's say if you want to go to gym and do the exercise, the best way to do this is initially, rather than thinking that you have to spend 2 hours in the gym and do heavy lifting, our first habit is to make sure that you go to gym either 2 times or 3 times only for 5 minutes. So you go to the gym for 5 minutes and then come back. You do these things for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. By doing that, you are creating these small habits, because you are saying that 5 minutes you can accommodate 5 minutes, right? In 3 times in a week, which is only 15 to 20 minutes, make sure that the gym is close by so you're not traveling too much. So that's the first part, right? Same thing with commercial property as well. In order to buy a commercial property, you need to create a small habit. The first part that you can do is that awareness or the learning part. You can put together that, okay, every day 5 minutes I am going to learn about commercial property, and that could be reading article, newspaper, watching one of my YouTube videos just to give you motivation. By doing this, you are already moving forward, because that is going to be the lasting change in the future. So do that 5 minutes every day, or 5 minutes alternate day, or thrice a week, whatever, you put that in the schedule. And just by doing these 5 minutes, it's not a lot of time. Sometimes you can put together, okay, while you're eating, during lunchtime, you're just going to watch or learn about 5 minutes. So that's the tiny habits, right? This is exactly how I put together, and now I can do much more of learning about commercial property and putting together. But when I started, I started with these small habits. The same thing applies to your loan applications as well. First is to talk to a mortgage broker and just talk to basic things for 5 minutes, and then again you keep on incrementing these things, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. So talk to the same broker perhaps 3 or 4 or 6 times and just ask different questions, and then send emails and get these details. So ultimately what you are doing is doing these tiny habits, being in the zone. Because if you put together all, in order to buy a commercial property, there are a lot of things that you have to do, and it is sometimes overwhelming that I cannot do these things, I do not have time, I'm super busy at my work. And that's true, which is why you need to break it down and you need to create these small habits. The third thing that you need to put together initially is to write it down. The small things, you write it down, whether it's the loan applications, the documents that you need, you collate that. So every 5 minutes chunk that you do, like for example, initially every week 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Next week 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. After 2 or 3 months, then you can put it 7 minutes, 7 minutes, 7 minutes. By putting this small time, and in that time you do something about commercial property, you would realize that your brain is giving you signals that now I can do more, now I can do this. It becomes your habit, because it's always habit matters more than thinking about doing this big. Now our mind sometimes say that I want to do so many things in one day. In reality you cannot, because you have so many other things that you have already planned, and putting together another big 1, 2 hours, 5 hours job in a day is not possible. That calendar is already full, right? So but 5 minutes you can accommodate, and that is the tiny habit that I learned from Atomic Habits, from James Clear, saying that if you do a small change over a period of time, that can become a significant big. And when you look back and you see that, you have come to a long way. And that is what I want you to put together in commercial property, whether you are talking to the finance broker, whether you are setting up a special vehicle, whether you are looking through your whole financials. Do this small chunk, and by putting this small chunk, eventually you will see that the big task can be put together in the 5 minutes chunk. Just sending an email, talking to somebody who just bought a property and congratulate him, that can come a long way, rather than thinking about putting all these things in 1 or 2 days, because that is not going to work. And that is the same concept, like people start the gym and then they do a 2 hours on 1 week, and the next day they just could not, because it becomes too heavy, it becomes too challenging, whereas 5 minutes is possible. Same thing is with commercial property as well. I hope you got that idea of how you can train your brain with this 5 minutes chunk. Go ahead, do this for the next 3 months and see. Even though you might not be able to buy a property, but it can give you a start. It will give you that, okay, now you go to the next level. Think about like if you have to go to a 10 steps staircase, you have to first start with first step, and that first step, if you try to do this fourth or fifth step in one day, that is not possible. That might, you'll see there is a lot of work, and there is eventually not going to work. So tiny habits change, tiny change, but a repetition for a longer period of time will make you a stronger person, and you hopefully you would be in a position and to buy your commercial property. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you got some value. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.